you actually have the integration to be able to do the work is valuable only to the extent that you have enough understanding to direct the worker. So all of us, our ability to extract value is directly tied to our managerial skills to be able to tell very clearly other people what you want to have done and provide that kind of instruction that the robot can follow. The VA, they're all VAs. Right now, they're $3 an hour VAs. They're soon be $10 an hour VAs. They can do more complex things. And then our ability to QA that. And then this idea of an agent builder where you have one VA that gives something to the next VA to do the work. And now you're managing a department, right? Because now you're a real manager. So if you're not a manager, you're cooked. You're a VA just trying to do VA stuff that you're doing, you're cooked. So I thought would be good today. So I think that because of these AIs getting so smart, we're going to shift our office hours to verbal implementation, which means we all have something we want to get done. And instead of me talking the whole time, I want to see you guys talk, manage your robots as we're doing it. And then me and other folks, we can provide feedback on how you can better provide instructions and structure things. So everything goes back to GCT more and more, goals, content, and targeting. So if anyone has stuff to show where they're getting stuff done, we could do that. Or you could look at some of the stuff I've been working on, right? For example, I'm telling it just like a human, hey, this high-rise influence homepage, it doesn't show the right things. And then it works for 10 minutes and you can see what it does. And it does an okay job, right? But then always comes back and says, you want me to publish? Yes, publish every time. And even if I tell that every time, just go ahead and publish. Don't even ask me to publish it. It still asks, do you want to publish? I think it's because the master prompts are such that the internal master prompts override anything that we have to say. Then, let's see this one. This is Pure Green Franchise. So we had a meeting with them a little earlier, which is incredible, with Ross, who's the founder, and he's got so much content. And this is what I had, SEO Jews. That's so funny. That's not even what I said. Transcribed it wrongly. But you can see juice, Juice, not this, not Hebrew orange juice. Okay. So you can see I talked to it. I gave it context. And you know when your directions are good, get a lot of work done, if they had to work for a long time. But it also means the sign that you overwhelmed it or you weren't clear and it had to go to all these other places to try to find out what's going on. So I said, let's improve the SEO for rossfranklin.com and Pure Green. And it said, okay, let's build it around the entity homes. And I have this in thinking mode. There's two thinking modes, right? There's the fast and slow or whatever. Take a long time versus like think quickly, which costs more credits, but decide when you want to do that. And it says, do all these different things. Let's repurpose all the podcasts, of which there are a lot. That's another agent that can launch and then feed that to another agent that manages the website. Just like if you had two VAs, right? One VA transcribed all the podcasts, or one VA gathered all the podcasts on YouTube, another one transcribed the articles, another one puts them on the website, another one does the QA on it, another one manages all of these. You put the chain together. So Sam could do the stuff in Make or N8N or, whatever sort of orchestration layer, Lang chain, whatever you want to do, but it's the same thing because we have different components that have to talk to each other. And then when you have your plan of what you want to do, you say, okay, because that's metrics to analysis to action. Then it's like, go ahead and implement it. And then we turn it into agent mode and we say, now go do the thing, right? And then it'll go work for 20, 30, 40 minutes or something like that. And then you chunk it in different pieces. And then you ask it to self QA, how are you doing against this list of things that we want you to do? If there are repeatable things, which is what we should be doing 99% of the time, then we should have a list of all these canvases. A canvas is a way to do a particular thing, right? And if we've done enough times, we continue to improve it. And then we have our 1,000 task library, which is really just where we want to house the canvases and then sequence them together. What is a checklist or SOP? It's a linked list of tasks, right? So if we say task, there's a task to build a personal brand website. Okay, well, what's in that? Well, first we have to collect all the things related to their authority and podcasts and whatever. Two, we got to clarify the GCT, which Sam and I and Dylan did something a month ago, right? We went through that process, but lost a Zoom call on that, right? Then we have to make sure we have a personal brand website, a domain. There's a process around that. Then we've got to populate all the stuff into the website. Then we have to connect it together in the right way. So, then we need to make more content to fill in the gaps based on what the topic wheel is, where we want to rank. And maybe there's not enough information about our products, because the reason why we build these things is to monetize, right? You don't build anything, I mean, unless it's for conversion. Otherwise, what's the point, right? So the whole structure of managing how tasks are done, where there's the individual tasks that are in a canvas that live inside an agent, because you can give it to a custom GPT. With custom GPTs, you can give it instructions, right? When any of these guys, Jennifer, we can edit Jennifer. We should keep updating Jennifer. Like where's Jennifer? There's Jennifer. I know Dylan's worked with Jennifer a lot. So Jennifer has a base set of instructions, and then there's her training, right? Here's these instructions that she's got to remember every time, because she doesn't remember all the training, but the main instructions she has to look at every time. So you think about what needs to be in an instruction versus what is her knowledge, right? And so she becomes more and more capable in her role, because initially she's just doing the one task, and then she's got 3 or 4 tasks. And each of these tasks, which is a canvas, we continue to enhance, because the more Zoom calls we have demonstrating that we've done that thing, the more these canvases can get smarter and smarter, which train up Jennifer. And now Jennifer is an agent that works with other, I'm just going to say VA, okay? So Jennifer's a VA. And then Jennifer talks to Ethan, who talks to the other ones. And so they all work together, which is part of a process, which is you as a manager coordinating a department, right? And then when you have all of that stuff together, you have the asset tracker. So if you want to manage all of your stuff, on all your GCT, on who you are, on what your products are, on all your courses, well, everything that we do, like we do digital plumbing, we run Facebook ads, we generate AI videos, we help people rank on their name and get a knowledge panel. There's all these things that we do, right? Then these courses, these SOPs are nothing more than a list of tasks that are chained together, which then go back to the respective agents that have their associated training to do that particular task. And thus, when we show, this is how we do whatever, I've got thousands of videos showing how I've done something. This is what an agency does. So Alex Makowski should be working on, Bloomington landscape, implementing all the stuff that we talk with Anthony about on the location service pages and all that, because the more of this we do using the stuff that we've already produced on auditing this stuff, then the more it enhances the particular agents. We're the VA first, right? But then we're training all these other VAs to do this thing. And then that gets turned into a book. It gets turned into a course. It gets turned into AI logic. It gets turned into software eventually, where Sam takes it over. We've done it enough times. We're like pretty sure these are what the requirements are. The way you build software in the last 10 years has always been from manual execution first. It is not an engineer thinks of some idea. There's not somebody has some idea on how they think they could build this thing, and they create a PowerPoint deck and try to get money from people that don't know anything, but people who believe in you, that they'll just put money into your thing. No, it comes from having done the thing. So for example, we have a thing on how do you write a book? We create software around that. So you and I, we could all sit together, and Jack and I could come up with ideas on, here's how we might want to use AI to write a book. We're going to build a piece of software to write a book. We're going to interview you. We're going to turn it into chapters. We're going to put a website around it. We can run Amazon. We're going to run ads to make it #1, take a screenshot, put out a landing page saying we're #1. Like, that's what you could do. But unless you've done it multiple times, A, you don't have the right process to know that thing works. B, you don't have the right proof to show other people that thing actually works. So how is this going to work for Mo Money, for Alex's thing to work for landscaping companies? We have the proof. We have the calls. We have the revenue. Anthony, we've stayed at his house, and helped take him from 1 million to 5 million. He's an investor in the agency. We also are like have cross ownership between these different companies. And then when we put his book out, co-authored with Alex and Anthony and whatever, then we can say they've got a screenshot showing that we made it to Amazon bestseller. See if I can find that screenshot. .jpg. See, show your bestseller. Why isn't that opening? I don't know why that's not opening. Open. Whatever. But I've taken screenshots showing, if we did it properly, if we distribute our content properly, I should be able to search for anything and find it. Isn't that the litmus test?
I was going to say it's in an article that's pretty well performing.
Hopefully, should be. All these people have interviewed me on this. We've talked about it, but is there an image that proves that we're number one? Yeah, there it is, right? Number one in, what is it, marketing or social media? Now, number one in social media. That's pretty good. There's a lot of books in social media, right? We can be number one in landscaping. We'd be number one in whatever it is. And as I teach in the design strategy video, which all of us should watch at some point, why are we spending all this time to document all of these things, right? There's these important documents, there's Canvas documents, there's all these checklists to determine whether something was actually done or not, because there's the courses and SOPs, do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cookbook recipe, but then there's a QA checklist to see whether that was done properly. We're not in the business of building courses. We're giving away all that content for free. All of us should be giving away our knowledge for free. Not our time for free, our knowledge for free, right? YouTube's, all that stuff. Why? Because anything that we've demonstrated how to do, people can see it's credible. The AI can see it's credible and learn from it. Google can learn from it. And then we can sell packages based on that, right? We can sell all these things that are on high-rise influence. Oh, the knowledge panel package, the AI apprentice package, the package for more money. Oh, you're a landscaping business. You do at least $2 million a year. Here's the package, right? Here's what's included. And therefore, everything that you teach should be something that you can sell, and everything that you sell can be something that you teach. So this ugly page has made millions of dollars. Why? Because we run MAA through, could be a painter, right? Could be Tommy Mello. It could be whatever. And they come to this point and they're ready to go. They click on this link and they put in their credit card, right? And off they go. Was it a beautiful landing page? Was it convincing people of all these things? This page has made a lot of money, right? We can skin it. This says Content Factory. How easy do you think it is to reskin this for whatever? HVAC, growth.co, Mo Money, best plumbing company ever, whatever, right? Same thing. Why would we need to rebuild the wheel on any of this stuff? Could we make it more beautiful? Sure. Could we do whatever? But the point is, we have enough content we put out there. We've demonstrated it thousands of times. We publish it for free in detail. No one else in the industry can rival us. We have the lighthouse already, the best known guy in the industry. They're also investors in our company. Every one of their friends also says, so-and-so, our company, is the choice for their particular industry. Then you could have the most ugly page. It doesn't even matter because people are already ready to buy by the time they come here. That's the exact opposite logic of the sales bros. The sales bros are all about, how do I message?
How do I convince?
Yeah, if the conversion rate's low, then what do I need to do? Spam more. Send out 1 million emails, or bang on their door however many times, right? No offense against door-to-door, whatever, right? But our thing is about trust. We are the top surgeons. If we're the best surgeons and we're the only people that can do a particular procedure, and all the other people who have had that condition trust us, and we're the ones for that thing, we don't need to do all that. Can you imagine if a surgeon was trying to be all like in your sales bro on you? I mean, that would be would you even believe that guy was any good? No, he wouldn't do that. Okay. So all of this reinforces the trust. If you're the best, you don't need to beg and act a sales. You don't need to drive a Lamborghini around. You don't have to do any of those kinds of things, right? Because you can point back to the process. You can say, this is how the stuff is done. And meanwhile, everything we do, we're agentically improving what we have. And yeah, here it is. I'm literally talking to it. Oh, here's the thing. I haven't fully figured it out, but I think you guys could take it further. So you guys know that in Google Photos automatically categorizes things, right? It could be Anthony, it could be Dylan Haugen, and facial recognition, we made these videos, right? There's all this great stuff, right? There's clearly a ton of stuff, right? Well, we want to give, like, the whole idea of the 4-stage content factory is we want to give the AI access. Look at this. They even had the thing write an investment document and people are putting in money based on this. Isn't this cool? Some people who are really important in the last week, on Monday, I made this post saying it's my birthday. Do you want to invest in the company? And all these people reached out who are a big deal, right? And they're sending in their money. And anyway, let's close that one. Oh, we got a lot of universities in our thing. Okay, this is what I was want to show you. So if we can give the AI access, because the AI can do stages 2, 3, and 4. If we can give the AI access to all of our photos, all of our Zoom calls, all of our knowledge, whatever the Elon Musk's, what's the thing with the brain, Neuralink. If Neuralink can suck all the thoughts and knowledge out of your brain, right? Then there's all this processing that can happen and posting, so everything now is on this first piece here. So, if I'm Taylor and I've got the largest inventory of this old antique wood and heart of pine, then where's my proof of all that? Because then I can use the AI to do all this. I can look at where top customers are. I can build websites and social media, all that, show the new courthouse that was built, right? All of that. So how do we do that? Well, ChatGPT cannot be pointed to a Google's photo album yet. There's not really a real connector. So what do we have to do? We have to say, this is an album, right? And so this album, then we can download. So I can say this album, I can take any of these things. I don't want to create an album. I already have albums. So I have all these albums, okay? The albums are organized. Here's the Jack Went album, okay? All these people have access to it. Then I can download it. I download it into a folder on my computer, and then I upload that back into a shared drive, Google Drive. Oh, drive.google. What am I thinking? Drive.google. Okay. And then there's my drive, but obviously I'm not a VA, nor am I a solopreneur. So I'm putting it in the shared drive. So here we have a shared drive. And then we have shared drives for these different people. So there's a shared drive for, Elias, for example. There's all these photos and videos inside this thing, 6 gigs, lots, okay? I don't need to unzip it. The AI knows how to do that, right? So then I point the AI to this, and because I pointed to this thing here, because with the AI, I can connect my Google Drive, right? And I can say, go find all the ones where Jack and I were in Minneapolis playing pool, and then make an article about this and that. So what am I doing here? I'm connecting stage 1 and 2. I'm giving the brain access to the raw material. And if I have the raw material and it has the ability to see it, then I can go to town. And the more of this I have, here's something that we could use but don't use. Tommy Mello. Tommy Mello is the #1 name in home services. He's become a big deal. Okay, he's a billionaire, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, look, Tommy and I have hung out. Look at this. This is when he raised a few $100 million.
Cheers to success. Great business venture. Thanks for coming along for the ride, guys.
See, 200, that's not a take a picture of someone at the conference kind of badge thing. That's a real moment, right? And then how do you know it's a real moment? When you have stuff like this. So there's a lot of moments with Tommy, hanging out with Tommy, walking around his office and being on his podcast and all this. And so none of this has been, there's Mr. Mark there. Got our A1 garage thing here. This was 2020. Okay.
Mark doing well?
Mark's doing great.
Good.
Yeah, he's got his fancy properties going on. But you can see, like, here, we're walking around with Tommy. and you get to see kind of like we walked around with Dave Carroll and we
Yeah.
got to see like his whole factory and all that kind of stuff. So think of what this is not possible yet, but I guarantee you it's going to happen. So we're always anticipating. We're skating to where the puck is going. Okay. So this is a video and we're walking around Tommy's campus, all these different buildings, all his, training facilities, his rooms for the salespeople, all the rooms where they have all the people making the phone calls, right? And if this would load, you would see us walking around and Tommy's explaining all these different things. Well, given what we know about how raw content can be repurposed, chunked into different tasks so it can live in multiple places, how might we use this proof to amplify landing pages, to be B-roll in existing videos, to reinforce the trust we have on any of our blog posts, to be able to show real EEAT, right? This stuff just needs to be available. And then if we know about the geo-vertical grid and we look at, which was episode 2 of the marketing mechanic, and we look at this morning's video that just came out. This morning's video is how do you create the ideal, 133 videos, nice, 17 hours already, look. So I made a post about it. I wrote this post I wrote myself. I did not use AI to write this post. I had AI try, I didn't like it, so I'm using my post, right? Then I said, if you're a home service business and your website doesn't rank or whatever, here's what you need to know to look under the hood instead of the paint job and being told whatever by a sales guy, right? And I guarantee you, a bunch of people are going to start commenting on this.
Is that when the viewership spiked is right when you posted it?
I
Or
think,
was that
I
just
think,
YouTube's
I think,
algorithm?
I think Dylan scheduled it to come out at 11 Eastern this morning. So 6 people have commented. James Hurst, mobile first. Who is this guy? James Hurst. Who's this guy? The marketing show. Okay, well,
That's a good, that's a,
oh, he's got a 250,000 members, so that looks legit.
yeah,
All right,
that's just
cool.
a crazy name to try to rank on. I'm sure
And
they do
then,
though.
so this guy is gonna, whatever, so I can reply to him. Yeah, mobile requires getting to the point fast because of limitations. As he knows, because he's got his marketing show. More text too. Okay. Long Island webmaster, roofing client being charged $8,000 a month, and I charge him $199. It makes double. Awesome. Whoever this is. This guy. Okay, so when you see someone do this, tagging someone else, probably means that they're going to become a client. And then you have VAs. You can tell it's like a Pakistani name, right? But we get a lot of inbound from this because people will then watch it. And then to Jack's point, you never see anyone in coaching sessions do what we're doing here. They're doing PowerPoints. They're not showing live what's going on. Okay. This is happening right now. So let's see where are people coming from? Let's see. We have our it's coming from the here it is. $60,000 impressions on a brand new channel. Browse, suggested videos. Okay. Well, we could look at our top video, for example. Watch this. This is what happens with the video. So if we take our top content by views, how SEO actually works. Okay. And we look at the analytics on this. Almost 1,000 views on this one. Look at this. I think it's down here. Maybe it's under engagement. Where is it? Channel pages, browse, YouTube search. So most people are coming in off of not coming from my own social post. External is where it's coming from me saying, hey, or it's our email list, right? Because I know Grant and Hezekiah are sending out our weekly email, which we've not done for years, which is crazy. But this tells us, so anything that we have, any kind of knowledge we have that connects to our product or any product or service that we have, we make knowledge around that, which drives more people. This is all mid-funnel, right? Which then drives people to a landing page, ugly landing pages and then they buy. And so the processing of all the proof, which I don't see people doing, right? There's tons of this proof. This can be used in so many different ways. Like, look at these trigger videos that we made. Hey, welcome to the AI Apprentice program. Here's what you need to do. Make sure you show up and don't ghost out on us. Don't make excuses if you weren't there the last few months. It's on you, right? Don't join this program. You know, whatever it is that we're trying to say, right? There's tons and tons of this stuff that can be used. Look, there's with Ross, right? How much more cred is there if we put
Look,
this
you
out
look-
here?
Me and Ross look like great buddies in that picture.
Yeah, you guys are. You make everyone look like a midget. All right. Surfing thing. Okay, great. There's the Trevi Fountain in Rome. There's the Colosseum. This is our buddy Silvano. Silvano is, I think, got the best restaurant in Italy. Incredible. Yeah. So there's all these moments. And yeah, sure, these are like travel photos. But there's also a lot of teaching because while we're doing this, we are making videos. Of course we are, right? And these are great videos explaining different things. And when we have these explainer videos, which are all trigger videos, or hey, here's what you need to know about a knowledge panel. Here's what you need to know about whatever it is. People would much rather see these videos from these sorts of places than just like in a studio somewhere, right? So we got a ton of these that can all be repurposed in different ways and connected to other people. So when we have all of these personal brand websites, they all link to each other. They all get stronger and stronger. Because now this, I know it's ugly, but it says, you know, hey, he's a co-founder of Local Service Spotlight, links to that, which links back to this, which causes this to be more powerful, right? Great shots, but not enough content. Yeah. Look at this. The white guy can outdunk any black guy.
That's a sick.
Yeah.
I like that. Is that a little B-roll trailer?
It's not even a video. Oh, no, it is a video. This is the one with Henry in the chair. Is that it? No, it's another one. It's got so many of them, right? See, I can do that on an
Look at all those kids doing.
I can do that on an 8-foot hoop.
I can do that on a 6-foot hoop.
So then if we apply this agentically, we can say an agent mode. And this is the last I'll say. Then I want to turn to you guys, but I just want to, you know, teach by example. Then I'll say, sometimes you have to type, like stuff like this, you have to type. The other stuff you could speak. Optimize this site to show that Dylan is a co-founder in Local Service Spotlight. And while he is a dunker and there's all these impressive visual things that you can show there, also make it clear that he's not just a teenager who is a basketball influencer. And if we need to make other pages on Dylan Haugen showing working sessions, maybe one page for each conference he's spoken at, let's go ahead and do that. We know that he spoke at JBA Align. We know that we've had a lot of working sessions at Jack's house. We have this thing coming up in Vegas we're planning for. We're all getting together for DigimarCon. He spoke at DigimarCon in Minneapolis. There's a lot of connections with other young adults. So Sam McLeod is a co-founder, so we want to mention him, some of these working sessions. And I'll start to feed you some of these videos that you can put in. And if they're not on YouTube, I want you to upload them into YouTube and embed the YouTube video on those specific blog posts. Before we do that, put together a list of some of these articles we can write based on what you already know about him and things that you might need for me to be able to write a better article. I'm also going to include some information about our company and our strategy, so you can use that to inform what you put on that site. And then we come in here, and because we created canvases against all of this, once it's done transcribing on the slow Wi-Fi, I'm going to upload the strategy document that says this is what LSS is and all that. And this is the whole, like, if you're organized and you have everything like this one, this document here, I don't need to repeat what's in here. This thing's very good, right? So I'm going to upload this thing that I worked on this morning at 1:42 a.m. And there it is. And then you're going to see it open a browser, because start working. It'll work for 15 or 20 minutes. Then it'll get confused and lost and whatever. Then you got to tell it to keep going and give it direction. Just, you have to manage this $3 an hour VA, right? It can have stuff where it's logged into multiple sites, just like these ones I have here. I have it logged into, it's you know, doing stuff between all these different, yeah, here it is. I gave it some photos. Go ahead and update this stuff, right? And now it's working. And then I have all these ones as they're working. I make sure they keep working. Yeah, so then this canvas I'm going to post in the respective base camp. Then, you know, have it do the work, then come back, right? Same for all these ones. So then this one's going to start working, right? And then the more we do, the idea of learn, do, teach, content checklist software, the more we're able to continue to enhance. And the same is true. The cool thing is for any of these, who is the American Classic Painters, the guy Nick, right? Sam was asking about this guy. And we've already logged into his site. We already know. Look at that's a 50. So it's
pretty good.
only 78 here.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So there's an ARB opportunity. We could pass this down to all these other pages, but why? We already know why. We ran the audit to understand why he doesn't rank on many things. I mean, he ranks on some of these things with local intent, which is great, low competition, but you know, Painters in Bellevue, we're in position 7. What if we moved that up to the first 3? That's worth $9 a click. We do this alone, he'll be happy. He'll pay us every month.
How did they grow their domain that much without having any keywords?
Because they have a strong Google My Business and they have strong reviews and a strong actual offline presence that isn't reflected online. That's actually what we want. We want guys who are, you know, $2 to $20 million in home services, but their digital sucks. But because their crews do a good job, because their vans drive around everywhere, because they paid Dan Antonelli for the branding, but they hired an agency, which is pretty much a guarantee that we really like it when people hire these other agencies, because it means we're going to come in and fix their broken stuff, right? Then we can come in and fix all this stuff because their location service pages are broken or they don't even have them. Look at this, Redmond, Washington. Guess what? Redmond, Washington looks the same as all the other ones. It's all generic, the same thing. Stock art, keyword multiplication, which is what we call the Mad Libs. Taylor's old enough to know what Mad Libs is. It's the same page. You just change Redmond, Washington, Seattle, Washington, Bellevue, Issaquah. Every one of these is the same, okay? Seattle, Washington, guarantee you it's the same one, right? Same thing, right? There's nothing real. There's no EEAT. If you did jobs in Seattle, then where's the, you know, where's all our Seattle? Seattle. Where's all our Seattle? All this. Oh, look, the Space Needle. Oh, look, Danny's getting mic'd up and he's speaking on stage in Seattle. There's 31 minutes of him speaking in Seattle. Okay. And I have to take good shots too, because there's when the room is half empty, it's not a good look. You need to strategically point the camera. This is his very first client. The way Danny became a pest control guy was I gave him his very first client. This is Ken, who ranks #1 in pest control, Portland, Oregon. This is 2 years ago. And now look how far he's come. He had nothing in pest control, just like Alex has nothing in landscaping. But he's got his first one, Anthony. Don't screw it up, right? So look at this, Seattle. I've been to Seattle a lot, right? There's
That time and huh?
no, this is
Above that, on a train or something.
oh no, that's getting an adjustment. Donuts in Seattle, somewhere in downtown Seattle, eating donuts. Probably no, it's not Krispy Kreme, is it? No, it's some other place. But you see, like, there's clear proof I've been in Seattle. I could have the AI generate articles about Seattle, but whatever, you know, real proof, everything in #1. Our whole focus is to get clients to focus on #1. And we only want to take clients who have a lot of strength here in #1, because then we can use the AI to multiply it across. So, summary. The work that we do hands-on in our own experience becomes Canvas documents. If we don't do it ourselves, the idea of learn, do, teach, we're hypocritical. We're not preaching from, you know, we're preaching without, we're not practicing what we preach. That then can be turned into